right, FightHype.com here with the former super lightweight champion of the world, Mr. Chris Algieri. Chris, you're a guy who prided himself on his ability to move and box. Do you think that Saunders is trying to get under the skin of the aggressive guy in Canelo and what he's done so far?
Interesting thought. Maybe, but I also just think that's just the way Saunders is. And I mean, style, like in terms of his personality. It's not so much, his fighting style. Maybe that is why he does that. But I just think that's the way he is. He's a ball buster. And it's hilarious. But Canelo does not look like he's too enthused. This is the most focused I think I've seen him in a fight week in a long time.
Yeah, is there any way that he can get that to work against Canelo, or?
He could, but I would say Canelo at this point is such a seasoned veteran. I think it would be really tough to get him off his game, get him off his focus to a point where it would affect him negatively.
Like with Jordan or great athletes, they say, don't tug on the cape.
Don't poke the bear.
Yes. Has he done that, you think?
It seems like it. That exchange, it was funny, that exchange with the handshake and the fist. I thought that was really indicative because it seemed like Billy Joe was going to fake it, and Canelo beat him to it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, and I thought that was an interesting exchange between the two. It just seems like Canelo is fed up.
What chances do you give Billy Joe straight up?
Oh, he's got a chance. He's a live dog. I don't predict it. I think we're seeing the best of Canelo at this stage. I think he's prime. But Billy Joe, on paper, has all the things necessary to upset the apple cart. But I think if you really look at it closer, the way they match up, I'm going to go with Canelo.
Does any part of you, Canelo's improved so much, but it's been some years since he fought a guy who can move with speed. Any part of you looking to see if he's improved with that style, or questions if, now that he's going up against that style, some of those improvements he made won't look as big as they? Do you know what I mean, Chris?
Yeah. Billy Joe's a hard guy to look good against in general,
right?
Let alone win. But he's I don't know. I'm a big Canelo fan. I'm very behind him in terms of what he's been doing and his improvements. And I'm a student of the game. I'm a student of the art. I've watched how he's developed.
Yeah, I guess I just meant. Do you think he cuts the ring off better?
Because he doesn't move as much as he used to, and I think he used to waste energy moving. Canelo, getting up on his toes. That's not. And he's kind of developed his maturity into his own style now. You see him now. He fights in spurts, very explosive. He shuts guys' offense down because of his counters, and he counters with combinations. Very sharp jabs. Wastes nothing. I think I've read an info that he lands 45% of his power punches to his boom. That's an average. That's wild. Because I always say, if you land 50% of your power punches, the fight's going to get stopped. And if he's averaging 45 a fight, that's super impressive.
Last couple, Chris. Mentally, I'm sure you love looking into the mental aspect of the game, not just physical. Either guy have an edge. Anything to take from what we've seen all fight week?
I'm a little surprised with the stuff about the ring and some of the things that Saunders has been griping about. That could mean something. It could not. It could be just more ball busting, like I said, or it could be indicative of how he's feeling about the pressure of this fight, because this is a huge fight, huge fight. And then Canelo, stoic as always. It's hard to see if there's any kind of chink in that Mexican armor, but either way, I expect a great fight.
Did you think those beef comments he made were over the line, or it's trash talk?
I think it's just trash talk. Yeah. I think that's just the way he is. I think he does the same thing if he's playing a pickup basketball game with his friends, or if he's playing cards, or if it's the biggest fight in the world. I just think that's just the way he is.
No one's safe from him.
Right.
And then lastly, Chris, like Arislandi Lara had success boxing Canelo, right?
Yeah.
Khan before he got knocked out. But ultimately, he lost the fight because he wasn't willing to take the chances. Do you think Billy Joe will take those chances, not just box?
I think he has the mustard to do so. Yes, I don't know if he will. Because if he stays on his back foot and boxes, he's going to lose.
Right.
He's going to lose a lot of rounds. He's going to win very few rounds that way. He's going to have to, step on it, get in there, mix it up. Which I've said in other interviews and about Billy Joe, he's good at that. He does that for a guy who's a boxer. He will mix it up and he will stand in there. But he's never done that with a guy like Canelo, with the hand speed and the combination punching and the counters and just the overall sharpness. So. I hope he does. I hope he makes it a fight. Whether
part of you wonders, is he going to try and survive once the second half of the fight comes and it's heating up and whatnot?
I don't know, man. I feel like he's going to have his whole country and everything on his back, to go out there and give it his all. And he might be. I think he seems like one of those guys who'd rather go out in a shield than go out, with a whimper. So,
can you give a final prediction or give a call?
I think Canelo UD.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Yep.
You're the man.
Thanks, man.